In a land where shadows lingered and hope was a distant memory, a cursed princess lay trapped in the depths of her despair. Would the flicker of hope be enough to awaken her spirit? As the first light of dawn breaks, destiny begins to weave its intricate tapestry around her. Once known for her grace, Princess Alara's laughter had been silenced by a powerful dark spell cast by a heartbroken sorceress. The kingdom of Eldoria, now shrouded in sorrow, waited for a miracle to bloom from the ashes of despair. Each day, Elara dreamt of freedom and love, but the tendrils of darkness held her captive. One fateful night, a shimmering star fell from the heavens, landing in the heart of the enchanted forest. This star was no ordinary celestial body. It held the essence of hope and possibility. As Alara gazed into the night sky, a whisper of fate beckoned her to seek the fallen star, promising her a chance to reclaim her life. Emboldened by the vision of hope, Alara summoned her courage and ventured into the enchanted forest. The trees twisted and turned, their ancient roots entwined with magic and mystery. With each step, the air shimmered with enchantment, urging her to move forward, her heart racing with anticipation and dread. As she traveled deeper, Alara encountered ethereal beings, guardians of the forest who sensed her sorrow and courage. They shared tales of the star and the power it could unleash, igniting a spark of determination within her. Each story intertwined with the fabric of love, reminding Alara that hope was worth pursuing. With the Guardian's encouragement, Alara pressed on, her heart now a beacon of hope. She finally arrived at the clearing where the fallen star lay, pulsating with energy. As she reached out, the star's light enveloped her, igniting a warmth deep within, awakening memories of love and laughter long forgotten. The star granted Alara a choice, to remain in despair or to embrace the light of hope and break the curse. With newfound resolve, she chose hope, believing in the power of love to conquer darkness. As she made her choice, a radiant shield enveloped her, dispelling the shadows that had haunted her. However, the sorceress, sensing the shift in power, unleashed her fury upon Alara. Dark tendrils lashed out, threatening to reclaim the princess and extinguish the light of hope. But Alara, now fueled by the memories of her kingdom and the love she had lost, stood firm against the impending darkness. In a climactic confrontation, Alara and the sorceress clashed, magic crackling in the air like lightning. With every spell cast, Alara's hope and determination shone brighter, illuminating the forest around them. In that moment, she realized that love's power could not be extinguished, not even by the darkest of spells. As the final spell was cast, a wave of light erupted from Alara, engulfing the sorceress and shattering the chains of despair that bound her. The sorceress, confronted with the love she had lost, felt the weight of her own sorrow lift. In that moment of vulnerability, the dark spell began to unravel, revealing the beauty of forgiveness. With the curse broken, the enchanted kingdom began to awaken from its slumber. Flowers bloomed, and the laughter of the people echoed through the once silent streets. Alara, now free, embraced her true destiny as a beacon of hope and love for all, ready to lead her kingdom into a new dawn. In the heart of the enchanted kingdom, Princess Alara's story became a legend, a reminder that hope can shine even in the darkest of times. Love's light illuminated the path for many, proving that destiny can be rewritten. Will you let hope guide you on your journey? In the quiet corners of the enchanted kingdom, whispers of doubt lingered like shadows. Despite Alara's newfound light, many feared the remnants of Malakar's dark magic. The castle walls, once vibrant, now seemed to echo the memories of despair, challenging Elara's resolve and the hopes of her people. Determined to dispel the darkness, Elara summoned the bravest of her allies. Among them was Kale, a fierce warrior with a loyal heart. He stood by her side, ready to face any threat that loomed over their enchanted realm, igniting a flame of courage amidst uncertainty. As they ventured deeper into the woods, ancient trees whispered secrets of the past. Elara felt the weight of her lineage, each step reminding her of the sacrifices made by those before her. She drew strength from their stories, knowing she was not alone in this fight. The duo soon discovered a hidden glade illuminated by a soft, golden light. In its center lay an ancient relic, the heart of the kingdom, pulsating with life. Elara felt its energy, a beacon calling her, reminding her that hope could be harnessed from within. With cautious reverence, Elara approached the relic, her heart racing. As she reached out to touch it, she was flooded with visions of her kingdom's past, joyous celebrations, moments of unity, and the dark shadow of Malachar danced before her eyes, intertwining hope with despair. Suddenly, flickers of dark energy surged from the relic as memories of Malachar's curse emerged. Elara braced herself against the wave of anguish, feeling the collective pain of her ancestors. Yet, in that storm of darkness, a spark of hope ignited within her, urging her to fight. With renewed strength, Elara called upon the light within her, channeling the love of her people. The relic responded, glowing brighter, resonating with her spirit. Kale watched in awe, realizing that it was not just magic, but love that would conquer the darkness ahead. The light expanded, illuminating the forest and dispelling the shadows. Creatures of the Enchanted Kingdom emerged, drawn by Elara's strength and spirit. Together, they formed an unbreakable bond, a coalition against the remnants of Malachar's dark magic. As they prepared for the impending battle, Elara felt a sense of unity amongst her allies. Each one bore their own scars, stories of struggle and loss, yet their hearts pulsed with hope. Together, they were more than individuals. They were a force of destiny. The night before the battle, Elara shared stories of courage and love around a flickering fire. Laughter mingled with the crackling flames as they bonded over shared dreams and aspirations. In that moment, they became a family, ready to face whatever the dawn would bring. When dawn broke, the horizon glowed with anticipation. Elara stood at the forefront, her heart steady. She drew breath, feeling the pulse of her kingdom beneath her feet. This was the moment she had trained for, a destiny she would not let fade into darkness. As they marched towards the battle, echoes of bravery surged through the ranks. Each footfall resonated with the promise of change, a longing for freedom from Malachar's curse. They were not just fighting for themselves, but for every soul trapped in darkness. The battlefield loomed ahead, a stark contrast to the beauty of the Enchanted Kingdom. Dark clouds hovered ominously, signaling Malachar's lingering presence. Elara could feel his curse in the air, a chilling reminder of the battle that awaited them. As the first clash erupted, time seemed to stretch. Elara fought valiantly, her heart and spirit intertwined with those of her allies. Each strike was a testament to their love and hope, a declaration that darkness would not claim their future. Suddenly, a piercing scream cut through the chaos. Kale was backed into a corner, struggling against a dark creature conjured by Malachar. Alara's heart raced. She could not lose him now. Hope surged through her, empowering her to push forward. With a surge of courage, Elara unleashed her magic. Light erupted from her fingertips, illuminating the darkness. The creature recoiled, and Kale seized the moment to strike back, their combined strength proving more potent than the curse. As the battle raged on, Elara noticed other allies struggling against their own foes. Each one bore the light of hope ignited by her courage. She realized that their strength was amplified when they fought together, a force of nature against the shadow. In that pivotal moment, Elara raised her hands high, calling upon the collective magic of her allies. The air thickened with energy, and a radiant shield enveloped them, protecting them from Malachar's wrath. It was a manifestation of their unity, love conquering all. With renewed vigor, they charged forward as one, breaking through the ranks of darkness. Ilara felt the tide turning, hope flooding her heart as she glimpsed the distant figure of Malakar, his power waning against their united front. Malakar, sensing the shift, unleashed a desperate wave of dark energy. It surged toward them like a tempest, but Ilara and her allies stood firm. In that moment, she understood that fear was a choice, and hope was their greatest weapon. In a moment that felt surreal, Alara lifted the heart of the kingdom high above her head. Its power resonated through her, amplifying the magic of every ally. The light burst forth, a beacon of hope piercing through the dark storm. The light blinded Malakar, his dark magic faltering as it clashed with their united hope. Alara felt the bond with her allies strengthened, their hearts becoming one. In that unity, they found the courage to push back against the darkness once and for all. As the confrontation reached its climax, Alara faced Malakar directly. His eyes burned with fury, but she held her ground, radiating hope. "You will not win," she declared, her voice strong and unwavering, an anthem of love resonating in the air. With every ounce of strength, Elara unleashed the full power of the heart of the kingdom. Light surged towards Malakar, engulfing him in a whirlwind of hope and redemption. She could feel his dark magic unraveling, the curse breaking beneath their united force. In that moment of transformation, the enchanted kingdom began to shimmer. The dark clouds parted, revealing a brilliant blue sky. Alara's heart soared as she realized that true power came from love, and that hope was more potent than any curse. Malakar's figure faded into the light, his curse unraveling like threads of shadow. The echoes of despair that had haunted the kingdom began to dissolve, replaced by a gentle breeze carrying whispers of joy and freedom. As the last remnants of darkness evaporated, the enchanted kingdom erupted into celebration. Elara and her allies stood amidst the joyous throngs, their hearts united by a single truth. Love and hope had triumphed over despair, forever changing their fate. In the days that followed, Elara worked tirelessly to heal her kingdom. Every village shook off the remnants of fear and sorrow, rebuilding their lives with renewed spirit. Together, they honored the sacrifices made, ensuring that love would always guide their paths. Elara's reign became a symbol of hope and resilience. She established the Festival of Light, an annual celebration to commemorate their victory over darkness. It was a day filled with joy, laughter, and stories of courage, binding the kingdom closer than ever. As years passed, Elara's legacy grew. She mentored young dreamers, teaching them the power of hope and love. Each child that learned from her understood that they too could rewrite their destinies, just as she had. The cycle of hope continued to flourish. One day, as Alara stood on the castle balcony, she looked over her kingdom with pride. The land thrived, filled with laughter and love, an eternal reminder that even in despair, hope could awaken a new destiny. She smiled, knowing their journey had just begun. And so, the enchanted kingdom continued to blossom under Alara's reign. Tales of bravery and love echoed through the ages, inspiring generations to come. They knew that darkness could return, but as long as hope remained, they could face whatever challenges lay ahead. Thus, Princess Alara's tale became a timeless story of love, sacrifice, and the transformative power of hope. As night fell over the kingdom, the stars twinkled brightly, each one a reminder that even in the darkest of times, light would always find a way to shine through. As dawn broke over the enchanted kingdom, a heavy mist lingered in the air, carrying whispers of the past. Princess Alara stood at her balcony, gazing at the horizon, where shadows danced ominously. The once vibrant landscape now seemed dulled, as if the curse still held its grip on her heart. Determined to break the curse, Elara sought the ancient shrine hidden deep within the Whispering Woods. Legends spoke of a forgotten relic that could amplify the light of hope. a beacon in the darkness. With her heart racing, she ventured into the forest, guided by the flickering luminescence of fireflies. Each step deeper into the woods revealed echoes of laughter and sorrow, a symphony of the past. Ilara felt the weight of her ancestors' struggles and sacrifices pressing upon her spirit. It dawned on her that she was not alone. Every soul that had suffered under the curse was with her in spirit. As she arrived at the shrine, its ancient stones glistened with lingering magic. Elara knelt before the altar, her heart filled with a blend of fear and determination. She spoke the incantations passed down through her lineage, invoking the spirits of hope to aid her quest. Suddenly, a tempest of energy erupted from the altar, swirling around Ilara in a dazzling display. The air crackled with power, and she felt a surge of warmth coursing through her veins. This was the awakening of her true potential, not just as a princess, but as a beacon of hope. With newfound strength, Ilara called upon the trees and creatures of the forest to join her cause. The whispering woods responded, vibrant colors blooming as if awakening from a long slumber. Together, they formed a pact to fight against the encroaching darkness threatening the kingdom. News of Alara's awakening spread like wildfire through the Enchanted Kingdom, igniting hope in those who had lost it. Villagers whispered her name in reverence, believing that she could restore the light. The power of collective faith began to shift the balance of despair. But darkness was cunning. It infiltrated the kingdom's heart, sowing seeds of doubt. A shadowy figure emerged among the villagers, whispering fears that Alara's magic was just a fleeting illusion. This insidious presence threatened to unravel the unity she had worked so hard to build. Alara sensed the whispers of doubt reaching her even in the sanctuary of the shrine. Determined to confront this darkness head-on, she rallied her newfound allies, crafting a plan to dispel the shadows with the light of their combined hope. As twilight descended, the Enchanted Kingdom gathered at the heart of the village, united in their resolve. Candles flickered in every window, a beacon of hope reflecting their shared belief in Alara's magic. In that moment, despair felt distant, replaced by a suffocating sense of purpose. Yet, the shadowy figure orchestrated a plan of its own. It unleashed a wave of despair upon the gathering, causing flickering flames to dim and hearts to falter. Alara felt the pull of negativity, but stood firm, her heart echoing with the voices of those who believed in her. In that critical moment, Alara raised her hands high, channeling the light that had awakened within her. She called upon the magic of the forest, inviting it to join her in a dance of illumination. A radiant glow erupted, pushing back against the dark tide. The villagers, inspired by Alara's courage, began to chant her name, their voices rising like a tidal wave of hope. Each syllable became a spark, igniting the fire of their resolve, and together they stood against the shadows, ready to battle for their future. As the light swelled and intertwined with Alara's magic, the shadowy figure shrieked in rage, its form beginning to dissipate. The power of hope became an unstoppable force, erasing the grip of despair that had plagued the kingdom for so long. Just as victory seemed within reach, a final surge of darkness erupted from the figure, threatening to swallow the village whole. Elara, fueled by love and remembrance of her ancestors, summoned every ounce of magic and strength to push back the encroaching doom. With a final, resounding battle cry, Elara unleashed a torrent of light, weaving through the fabric of the darkness. The radiance exploded outward, illuminating every corner of the Enchanted Kingdom as the shadows began to dissolve into nothingness. As the light enveloped the village, the shadowy figure let out a final, haunting wail before being consumed by the brilliance. Elara fell to her knees, exhausted but relieved, knowing that hope had triumphed over despair yet again. As dawn broke anew, the villagers emerged from their homes, blinking in the bright light, faces aglow with renewed hope. They rejoiced, singing songs of victory and newfound freedom, celebrating the strength they found together in the face of darkness. Elara, still recovering, felt the warmth of their gratitude wash over her. She realized that while the curse had been broken, the journey of healing would be ongoing. The scars of despair may linger, but the light they had rekindled would guide them forward. The enchanted kingdom began to transform, blooming with colors and life once more. Alara felt a powerful connection with the land, each flower that blossomed a testament to the hope they had fought so valiantly to reclaim. But amid the celebrations, a new challenge emerged. Whispers of a distant darkness, more powerful than what they had faced, began to circulate. Alara knew that vigilance was necessary. The fight for their freedom was far from over. With resolve set in her heart, Alara convened a council, inviting the wisest among the kingdom to discuss the emerging threat. Each voice shared knowledge and ancient tales, weaving a tapestry of strategies to prepare for the unknown. As they strategized, the shadows began to stir once more, creeping along the edges of their newfound peace. Ilara felt the air grow thick with tension, the weight of their previous battle still fresh in her mind. She understood that darkness could be patient, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. Determined not to be caught off guard, Ilara and her council devised a plan to fortify their defenses. They called upon the ancient magic of the forest and the strength of the villagers, uniting their efforts to create barriers of light. As they crafted their defenses, Alara felt a stirring within her, a connection to the land and its magic growing stronger. She realized that her bond with the Enchanted Kingdom went beyond leadership. She was its heart and its fate intertwined with hers. As the barriers took shape, the villagers rallied behind Alara, their faith in her unwavering. They understood that their love and unity would be their greatest strengths against the looming threat. With every heartbeat, hope surged through their veins. The moment arrived when the darkness finally unveiled itself, a towering shadow approaching the kingdom with an air of malevolence. Alara stood at the forefront, heart pounding, ready to defend her people with the magic they had wrought together. As the shadow closed in, Alara raised her hands, channeling the combined magic of her allies. The barriers of light flared to life, illuminating the battlefield as the first clash of energy ignited the night. The clash resonated through the kingdom, sending shockwaves of energy that rippled across the land. Alara felt the heartbeat of the Enchanted Kingdom synchronize with her own, a reminder that they were stronger together than apart. With each pulse of energy, Alara drew strength from the love and unity of her people, pushing back against the shadow. The darkness roared, a formidable opponent, but Alara's resolve only grew fiercer, fueled by the memory of their past struggles. The battle raged on, a dance of light and shadow, each side refusing to yield. But Alara felt the tide turning. With each incantation, the barriers of light flickered with renewed vigor, sustaining their fight against the overwhelming darkness. In a moment of desperation, the shadow unleashed its full power, sending forth tendrils of darkness that threatened to engulf everything in their path. Alara felt the weight of despair pressing down, but remembered the promise of hope they had forged together. Gathering every last ounce of strength, Alara channeled the magic of her ancestors, their spirits lending her power. She unleashed a burst of light that surged forward, determined to break through the malevolent grip of shadow once and for all. As the light collided with the darkness, an explosion of energy erupted, filling the sky with brilliant colors. Alara was momentarily engulfed in the brilliance, feeling the whispers of hope and love ringing in her ears, reminding her of her purpose. When the light receded, the darkness was nowhere to be found. The kingdom stood in awe, breathless and silent, as they witnessed the power of hope transcending the shadows that once threatened their existence. Alara fell to her knees again, overwhelmed with emotion. Tears of joy streamed down her face as she realized that once again, they had triumphed. The love shared among them had become their greatest weapon against darkness. The villagers rushed to Alara, lifting her into the air, their cheers echoing through the land. They celebrated not just their victory over darkness, but the bond forged between them, a connection that would endure beyond battles and time. As the sun set on their victory, Elara stood before her people, her heart swelling with gratitude. She vowed to continue protecting the kingdom, cherishing their light, and nurturing hope, for she understood that true strength lay in their unity. But even as they celebrated, Elara could sense the lingering shadows, remnants of the darkness that had once threatened them. A shiver ran down her spine, a reminder that vigilance must always accompany hope, for the battle was never truly over. Determined to remain prepared, Elara gathered her allies once more, planning ways to strengthen their defenses and fortify their spirits. With love as their guiding light, she knew they could face whatever challenges lay ahead, ensuring hope would never fade. Elara wandered through the gardens that had once suffered under the curse, now thriving with life and vibrancy. She knelt to touch the petals, feeling the heartbeat of the earth beneath her fingers, a reminder of all they had fought to reclaim. In that moment, Elara made a silent promise to the land and her people. She would always be their protector, their beacon of hope. No matter what darkness may come, she would stand firm, united with her kingdom, ready to light the way. As days turned to weeks, the Enchanted Kingdom flourished under Elara's guidance. The bonds of love and unity strengthened, creating a tapestry of resilience, and the tale of their triumph over darkness became a legendary story told for generations. Yet, Elara remained vigilant, always looking towards the horizon for signs of trouble. She understood that the journey of hope was ongoing, and with every sunrise, she renewed her commitment to her people, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As the stars twinkled overhead, she felt a familiar warmth envelop her. The spirits of her ancestors whispered words of encouragement, filling her heart with confidence. Elara knew that as long as hope remained, together they could face the unknown future. Elara stood at the edge of the enchanted forest, her heart heavy with the weight of her responsibilities. The curse that bound her was not just her own, it spread through her kingdom like a shadow, consuming the light. As she gazed into the deepening twilight, she felt the whispers of her ancestors urging her forward into the darkness. Determined to unravel the spell, Elara ventured deeper into the woods, where ancient trees stood like guardians of forgotten secrets. Each step echoed with a promise of discovery, the air thick with magic and history. It was here she hoped to find the source of the darkness and reclaim her kingdom's light. As the moonlight filtered through the canopy, Elara stumbled upon a hidden glade where a shimmering pool reflected the stars. Kneeling beside it, she whispered her fears, each confession causing the waters to ripple with ancient wisdom. Here, she hoped to summon the strength she needed to confront her fate. In the depths of her heart, Elara felt a stirring, a flicker of courage igniting as she focused on her connection to her people. She envisioned their smiling faces, their laughter echoing in her mind, reminding her of the joy she fought to protect. This vision fueled her resolve, casting aside the shadows of doubt. Just as she began to feel empowered, dark tendrils from the surrounding forest whipped towards her, as if sensing her surge of hope. They coiled around her ankles, a reminder of the curse's grip. Elara closed her eyes, summoning the light within her, determined not to let despair extinguish her flame. With newfound determination, Elara recited an ancient incantation, her voice steady and unwavering. The words flowed from her lips like a melody, merging with the night air, resonating with the forest around her. The tendrils recoiled, hesitant against the power of her hope and love for her people. As the incantation surged forth, the dark spell began to unravel, the tendrils retreating into the shadows. The shimmering pool responded, its waters swirling with vibrant colors, reflecting the essence of her courage. Elara felt an overwhelming connection to the magic of her ancestors, infusing her with strength. Just as victory seemed within reach, a chilling voice echoed through the glade, warning her of the consequences of disrupting the dark forces. It was the malevolent spirit of the curse, a shadowy figure that emerged from the depths, vowing to reclaim its hold on the enchanted kingdom. Ilara stood her ground, her heart pounding yet resolute. "You will not extinguish my hope," she declared, her voice a beacon in the encroaching darkness. The spirit recoiled, momentarily thrown off by her fierce spirit, illuminating the courage that lay dormant within her. With each heartbeat, Alara felt the connection to her kingdom's magic deepen. She raised her arms, drawing energy from the very ground beneath her. The forest responded, its leaves shimmering with a luminous green, as if nature itself rallied to her cause, empowering her in the battle against despair. As the spirit lunged forward to grasp her, Elara unleashed a wave of light cascading from her hands like a waterfall. The brilliance engulfed the spirit, illuminating its murky form. For the first time, doubt flickered in its dark eyes, revealing the cracks in its power. In that moment of vulnerability, Elara seized the opportunity, calling upon the love of her people, the strength of her ancestors, and the hope they shared. Her voice rang out, powerful and pure, binding the magic of the forest to her plea for freedom from the curse. The dark spirit writhed as Elara's words took hold, the light intensifying around her. It struggled against the magical bonds she wove, desperation twisting its form. The forest echoed with the sounds of rustling leaves, a symphony of support for their princess in her darkest hour. Elara felt the power of hope surge through her, lifting her spirit higher than ever before. The essence of her kingdom flowed into her, filling her with courage and resolve. With one final breath, she summoned everything she had, ready to cast away the darkness once and for all. With a final resounding incantation, Alara unleashed a torrent of energy that enveloped the dark spirit completely. The light swirled and danced, pushing back against the shadows. For a heartbeat, there was silence, the forest holding its breath as the fate of the kingdom hung in the balance. The dark spirit let out a howl that echoed through the glade, a sound of pure anguish as it struggled against the radiant light. Alara's heart raced. She could feel the weight of its despair. Yet, amidst that darkness, she held firm, refusing to let fear take root in her heart. In a final surge, the light burst forth, a brilliant explosion of hope that shattered the spirit's form into countless fragments. Each piece sparkled like stars, scattering into the night sky, a testament to the love and courage that had prevailed. Elara fell to her knees, breathless yet triumphant. The forest erupted in celebration, the vibrant colors of the leaves brighter than ever, as if rejoicing in the freedom from the curse. Alara looked around, her heart swelling with gratitude and relief. The spirits of her ancestors surrounded her, their presence a warm embrace in her moment of victory. As she rose to her feet, Ilara felt a gentle breeze wrap around her, carrying whispers of encouragement from her people. She knew this victory was just the beginning. The kingdom still needed her. With renewed strength, she vowed to rebuild, to bring hope to every corner of her realm. The journey ahead would not be easy, but Elara felt the warmth of hope radiating from within her. She knew that with every challenge, there would be an opportunity for growth and love. As she turned toward the path leading back to her kingdom, she felt ready to face whatever lay ahead. With each step, the memories of her people flooded her heart, fueling her resolve. She envisioned rebuilding the Enchanted Kingdom, not just through magic, but through compassion and unity. As she approached the castle gates, Elara felt a renewed sense of purpose, a calling to lead with love. Upon entering the castle, she was met with the relieved faces of her loyal subjects, their eyes reflecting the hope she had fought for. Elara raised her hands, urging them to listen, to unite as they faced the challenges of rebuilding together. It was through their collective strength that the kingdom would thrive. "We have faced darkness together, but now we will emerge into the light," Alara proclaimed, her voice strong and unwavering. The crowd erupted in cheers, their spirits lifting as they rallied around her vision. In that moment, Ilara realized that hope was more powerful than any curse. With plans laid out for rebuilding and renewal, Ilara dedicated herself to the task ahead. She foresaw the creation of a council where every voice could be heard, ensuring that the magic of democracy would flourish in her kingdom. This would be her legacy, a realm of light, love, and unity. As Alara worked alongside her advisors, the kingdom began to flourish once again. Fields bloomed with flowers, the air filled with laughter and song. People from far and wide traveled to witness the transformation, drawn by the whispers of hope that spread like wildfire. Yet not all was well within the kingdom. Hidden shadows still lingered, remnants of the curse that threatened to resurface. Alora remained vigilant, aware that true peace required constant effort and the courage to confront any darkness that might return. Elara decided to hold gatherings where her subjects could share their fears and dreams. By fostering open communication, she aimed to strengthen their bond and ensure that everyone felt empowered to stand against any darkness together. The power of unity would be their greatest shield. As the seasons shifted, so did the spirit of the kingdom. Each festival celebrated resilience and hope, reminding the people of their strength. Ilera danced amongst them, her laughter mingling with theirs, a symbol of joy and unity as they embraced their renewed life together. But as joy filled the air, a distant storm brewed on the horizon. Alara sensed it, an unsettling feeling that made her pause. She gathered her advisors, their faces clouded with concern, as they discussed the possibility of dark forces gathering once more, threatening the peace they had fought to achieve. Determined not to succumb to fear, Elara rallied her inner circle. We must prepare for whatever comes our way. Our history has taught us that darkness can never extinguish our light if we stand united, she declared, her voice steady and inspiring in the face of uncertainty. As they plotted their course of action, whispers from the shadows grew louder. Ilara's intuition tingled. She knew that soon they would face a formidable foe. The tension in the air was palpable, yet it only intensified her resolve to protect her people and their newfound peace. One evening, as twilight descended, a figure cloaked in darkness approached the castle gates. It was a messenger from a neighboring kingdom bringing news of ominous occurrences. Elara braced herself, knowing that the time to confront the shadows was drawing near. As the messenger entered, he revealed tales of a dark sorceress once banished, who sought to reclaim her power. Alara's heart sank, realizing the threat was not only external, but deeply rooted in the very magic of their world. The curse had not been fully vanquished after all. With renewed urgency, Alara called for a council meeting, gathering all her advisors and allies. She laid out the gravity of the situation, emphasizing the importance of unity and preparation. Together, they would forge strategies to protect the kingdom from the encroaching darkness once and for all. The council discussed possible alliances with neighboring kingdoms, forming a united front against the sorceress's inevitable return. Elara felt hope rise within her. Together, they could stand against any threat. As they strategized, she could see the fire of determination igniting in each of her allies' eyes. Plans were put into motion, messengers dispatched to seek alliances, and warriors trained to prepare for the battles ahead. Alara threw herself into the mission, her heart set on ensuring that the light of hope would never fade from her kingdom, no matter the cost. As the days turned into weeks, Alara sensed the tension building. Every sunset brought a reminder of the impending battle, yet she found solace in the camaraderie of her people. They were united, and together they could face whatever shadows loomed on the horizon. On the eve of battle, Alara stood on the castle balcony, looking out at the horizon. The stars twinkled above, a reminder of the spirits that guided her. She felt their presence, whispering words of encouragement, reminding her that love was the strongest weapon of all. Filled with resolve, Elara descended from the balcony, ready to face the dawn of battle. She gathered her warriors, their faces lit with determination as they prepared for the fight. The time had come to protect their kingdom and ensure that hope would reign supreme. As dawn broke, the air crackled with energy, and Ilara led her warriors to the battlefield. The sight of the dark sorceress looming on the opposite side sent a chill through her spine. But she stood firm, steeling herself for the confrontation that would decide their fates. The sorceress raised her hands, dark clouds swirling around her like a tempest. "You think you can defy me, princess? I will reclaim what is mine," she boomed, her voice a chilling echo that resonated across the field. Elara felt the weight of her words, but she also felt the strength of her people behind her. With unwavering courage, Elara stepped forward, her voice ringing clear. "I will not let you take my kingdom or my people. Together, we will stand against you." Her declaration echoed across the battlefield, igniting a fire within her warriors, who rallied to her side, ready for the fight of their lives. The battle erupted into chaos as spells collided and warriors clashed. Elara fought with all her strength, drawing on the lessons learned from her journey. Each strike was a testament to her love for her kingdom and the hope she wished to preserve. Amidst the turmoil, Elara locked eyes with the sorceress, their gazes entangled in a fierce struggle of wills. With every spell cast, Elara felt the weight of her ancestors' hopes behind her, infusing her with an unstoppable determination to protect all she held dear. As the battle raged on, Elara summoned the essence of the forest, intertwining her magic with the land. The ground beneath her feet shimmered, and vines erupted from the earth, ensnaring the sorceress in an embrace of nature's fury, reminding her that light would always triumph over darkness. As the sorceress struggled against the vines, Elara felt a surge of energy connect her to the kingdom. Her people's unwavering belief in her infused her with strength. With one final incantation, she unleashed a radiant wave of magic, the culmination of her journey and the hope of her realm. The radiant wave surged toward the sorceress, illuminating the darkness and shattering the remnants of her power. In a blinding flash, the battlefield was awash with light, and the sorceress's cries echoed as she was enveloped by the very magic she sought to control. As the dust settled and the light faded, a profound silence enveloped the battlefield. Elara stood amidst her warriors, the remnants of the sorceress fading into the air, leaving behind a sense of peace. They had triumphed. Hope had prevailed once again. Elara turned to her warriors, their faces glowing with relief and pride. Together, they had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, stronger than before. In that moment, she understood that their unity had forged an unbreakable bond, one that would carry them through any challenge ahead. As they celebrated their victory, Elara felt the warmth of hope surround her once more. The battle had tested them, but it had also illuminated the strength of their love and unity. She vowed to carry this light within her, guiding her kingdom toward a brighter future. Embracing her people, Elara whispered promises of renewal and growth. They would rebuild their kingdom not only from the ashes of battle, but from the embers of hope that burned brightly within each heart. Together, they would weave a new legacy, one of love, unity, and courage. Days turned into weeks as the kingdom began its journey of healing. Elara and her advisors worked tirelessly to ensure that every corner of their realm was touched by love. They created spaces for dreaming and hope, where the magic of their unity would inspire generations to come. One day, as Elara wandered through the blossoming gardens, she stumbled upon a hidden path. Curiosity piqued, she followed it, leading her to a breathtaking secret glade, untouched by darkness. It was a place of serenity, a reminder of the beauty that existed beyond the shadows. In the heart of the glade stood an ancient tree, its branches reaching toward the sky, symbolizing hope and resilience. Elara approached it reverently, feeling the magic within its bark. This tree, she realized, was a living testament to the strength that had seen her kingdom through its darkest hours. Elara placed her hand on the tree, closing her eyes as she allowed its energy to flow into her. Visions of the past danced before her. moments of joy, love, and the battles fought. She could feel the spirits of her ancestors surrounding her, reminding her of their unwavering support in times of need. As she opened her eyes, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The glade, with its tranquil beauty, inspired her to create a sanctuary where her people could find solace and strength. It would be a place where hope flourished, a testament to the resilience that defined their journey. Returning to the castle, Alara shared her vision with her advisors. They embraced the idea with enthusiasm, recognizing the importance of nurturing the spirit of the kingdom. Together, they would build a sanctuary, a magical place where hope would forever thrive, uniting their hearts. As construction began, the sanctuary blossomed with life. It became a gathering place for all young and old, villagers and travelers. Alara watched as laughter filled the air, the echo of their joy a reminder of the hope that had carried them through darkness. One day, as Alara wandered through the sanctuary, she encountered a young girl drawing by the pond. The girl looked up, her eyes filled with wonder as she shared her dreams of the future. Alara knelt beside her, inspired by the purity of her hope and the innocence that reminded her of her own childhood. The girl spoke of her dreams of adventure, of exploring the world beyond the kingdom. Alara listened intently, her heart swelling with pride. In that moment, she understood that nurturing the dreams of her people was just as vital as defending them from darkness. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with vibrant hues, Elara realized that hope was not just a fleeting emotion, it was the foundation of their existence. The sanctuary would be a beacon for those who sought to dream and believe, ensuring that the light of possibility would shine brightly for generations to come. As the stars twinkled above, Elara took a moment to reflect on her journey. From despair to awakening, she had learned that love, unity, and hope were the true magic that could conquer any darkness. With her people by her side, she felt ready to embrace whatever the future held. Alara's heart swelled with gratitude as she thought of her ancestors, her people, and the bond they shared. She understood that, though challenges would arise, the love that connected them would always shine brighter than the shadows that threatened to return. Together, they would write their own legend. With a renewed sense of purpose, Elara stepped forward into the future, ready to face whatever awaited them. The sanctuary stood as a testament to their resilience, a magical place where dreams flourished. And as they embraced the dawn of each new day, she knew that hope would always guide them. And so the story of Princess Elara and her enchanted kingdom continued, forever woven into the tapestry of time. Their journey, marked by love and hope, serves as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the light of unity and courage can illuminate the path ahead, guiding all who believe in the power of dreams.